Hello, everyone. Happy belated Valentine's Day. This is Monday, February 16th. So it's the Monday following Valentine's Day on the Saturday prior. Because on Monday morning, I was thinking, well, I've had these two wonderful outlined devotions, and I spent a lot of time doing this. People are watching, so I hope they're enjoying it and getting something out of it. But the idea was, I was thinking, okay, so we've covered the pursuit of God, who a God who loves us, and we've talked about the sacredness of a romantic relationship that is pure and that honors God. And so now I was thinking, well, how do we apply that into our maybe our work week, our personal relationships starting on the Monday after Valentine's Day? So it's like we had this celebration, and how do we symbolize that or honor it, celebrate it, and where do we go from here? So that's kind of the thought mentality with the third part here, and it is focused again on the Song of Solomon. So just realized that I have edited the devotion in some ways and or the verses, because Song of Solomon is a very vivid language. It is beautiful and poetic, but I also try to keep things kind of relative here on my YouTube channel when I'm doing these devotions, so that if a young person happens to be hearing these things, there's nothing that's going to be so sensitive a parent may not want them to listen to this. So let me grab my notes real quick. And so I titled this overall series Love That Reflects Heaven, again, to celebrate or, to symbolize the ideas behind Valentine's Day. Even though it is a very commercialized day, it still is very significant when we think about love and application to Christianity, because it is the basis for our belief system and our relationship with God, who loves us unconditionally, right? So after Valentine's Day, I call this part three of the series, When Feelings Fade, Covenant Love That Endures. So in some ways we're talking about the endurance of love, or how to stick with it, how not to give up. So flowers fade, right? Chocolates may be gone and enjoyed. So the emotion of Valentine's Day settles a little bit. The event is over. So now comes real life, and real love must endure. So looking at the Song of Solomon, chapter 8, verses 6 through 7 in the King James Version, it says, Set me as a seal upon thy heart, as a seal upon thine arm. For love is strong as death. Jealousy is cruel as the grave. The coals thereof are coals of fire, which hath a most vehement flame. So many waters cannot quench love, neither can the floods drown it. If a man would give all the substance of his house for love, it would be utterly, it would utterly be condemned, I think is what that contemned. I may have to look up what that word means, but essentially what that's saying is that it will continue, it will endure, it will persist if you give your all to this idea of love and a covenant. So covenant sustains what emotion begins. So chemistry may start a relationship, the attraction and desire for a person, but character is what sustains it. So looking at further application in the King James Version of 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 7, charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not, so does not envy. Charity vaulteth not itself, it is not puffed up. Doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth, so rejoice in the truth, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. That's a potent way to describe the conclusion of this series. So it's like, rejoice not in iniquity, but rejoice in the truth, bear all things, believe all things, hope in all things, and then endure in all things. And so every relationship, depending on the season, will face strain. miscommunication, fatigue. People get tired. There's financial pressures, parenting stress, the loss of jobs, moments of emotional distance. The question is not whether feelings fluctuate. We know they do. The question is whether commitment remains. Even so, more so the marriage commitment. Love that lasts apologizes quickly. Love that lasts forgives repeatedly. Love that lasts chooses humility. Love that lasts invites Christ into the conflict for clear communication. So if you're married, again, ask these questions, critically think about this. Am I fighting for my marriage or just maintaining it? Do I pray with my spouse? Do I protect our unity in public and private? Do I confess selfishness quickly? If you're dating, not necessarily married or engaged right now, evaluate whether the other person or the person you're in a relationship with demonstrates patience, endurance, and humility, not just attraction. And then maybe even ask yourself, do I practice patience, endurance, and humility for the person I'm in a relationship with? So if you're struggling, do not isolate these ideas. Seek counsel, maybe a mentor. Invite Christ into the tension, because all committed relationships require sacrifice and commitment to create endurance. So many waters cannot quench love. Covenant love grows deeper than passion ever could. So, with application this week, starting this Monday, think about this. Have one honest conversation, offer one sincere apology if necessary, pray together at least once with your significant other, choose kindness intentionally in one tense moment or thought about for the other person, like an act of servitude. And then just remember that small acts strengthen lifelong love. And so I mentioned before that my wife has been home a little more often than not these weeks. And so there's a lot of opportunities for me to serve her, to think about her, to put her first. And so that's been really nice, whether it's going out and getting smoothies, taking a walk together, opening a door, taking out the trash, cooking for her, doing laundry and other chores, and just making the load a little lighter than usual, right? So the prayer that I wrote with this last part was, Father, seal our hearts with covenant love, strengthen weary marriages, restore hope where tension has grown, teach us humility, forgiveness, and endurance. May our relationships reflect Christ's unwavering love for his people. Amen. So it takes me probably longer to write and outline these devotions and these prayers than it does to film them, because I'm a very good public speaker and I can do a couple takes, and then I think I usually have like one solid video I really like. But it is a substantial time to basically give somebody free training, free devotions, free applications that may, or improve somebody's life or give them something, give them hope, give them something to chew on and think about a while in their own relationships and their walk with God. So thank you for listening to this segment, and hopefully if you haven't seen the other 2 days, please go back and watch those. And then if you're really enjoying this series, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, because the more that subscribe, the more people that watch, it could eventually lead to some commercial success and even income for my family. But I do this as a ministry because I enjoy it, but also because I hope that it's helping people. Okay, so there will be more devotions to come, maybe at the end of February, beginning of March. And so I will see you then.